am co-founder of Deeponi.com, which I'm going to describe. Deeponi is a e-commerce e-commerce company that we started in Bangladesh. And beside that, I started in 2006 with Payment Station. And after Deeponi, we started nopStation, which is a nopCommerce focused project for certain nopCommerce clients. And I started another company when I was in university, and we ran it for 2 years, but then closed it down. I graduated from Kuwait in electrical electronics engineering and did my MBA as well from Bangladesh, from East University. So I want to describe the journey of our e-commerce. In Payment Station, it was it's quite a successful software company in Bangladesh. We were one of the top 10, but we wanted to do something more. And in Bangladesh, e-commerce during 2012, e-commerce was just booming, and we were thinking that since we have very strong grasp in technology, we started e-commerce company, and we were targeting to become the Amazon of Bangladesh. So we started Deeponi. And we started in 2012 September. We at first did a MVP in Facebook. This is a very important step that I see sometimes people miss, that testing the market. I mean, the 2012 was a very important time. Before that, people started e-commerce but failed because the market was not ready. The timing of the product has to be perfect. So with the simple Facebook page, we at first tested the market, whether the market is good for it. And we found that people are really eager to try out this new thing. And then in a month, we sold like 100 products just from Facebook, and we found that it's good to start with. So we started, and within just 2.5 years, we became one of the top 3 sites. During that time, there was 200 plus sites. And Bangladesh is a very densely populated country, 160 million people there. So when somebody comes with new things, then market is like inundated, flooded by the competitors, and still we managed to stay ahead of competition. And I'm going to try explain how we managed to stay ahead of the competition. And then finally, it was bought by another company because I also realized that my passion is toward technology rather than using the technology and making e-commerce by myself. So the competition is there, but what are the top 3 reasons, in my opinion, for our success? Number 1 was great customer service. We have been in outsourcing market and in service industry since 2006. So we had already like 8 years of experience how to serve clients best way. And if we do any mistake, how to accept our mistake and how to provide a better service. And always think of the customer the best way. Our partner is also from customer service industry, so he also delivered very good support there. And we had the best website, the fast performance, and the customization, because e-commerce out of the box provides lots of facilities, but in order to meet the exact customer need, we felt that customization is very important. So we always kept one person continuously updating and continuously providing new features, new facilities to the website, and that helped us to stay ahead of competition. And number 3 is the proper marketing, right? Like the focused, right customer based marketing. Because sometimes what happens that people do marketing in a scattered way. And so then if it is not focused, then it does not yield good result. Our competitors, they spend a lot more money than us in marketing, but we were staying on top because of our right strategy in marketing. So now I'm going to say why nopCommerce. I mean, I myself was a PHP developer. I still do some PHP development. And when we were actually, previously, when we do a project, it's like whatever the customer wants, whatever the client wants. But now we are going to make a product of our own. So which platform we are going to use? Or are we going to use Magento or other platforms? Are we going to use nopCommerce? So we were really confused, and we were doing a lot of research what to go with. Since 2010, we were working in nopCommerce, so we had a very good grasp on nopCommerce. But I mean, Magento also, we have done some projects, so we knew Magento as well. But finally, we decided to go with actually nopCommerce. It's because it's not lightweight. I mean, in Magento, there are during that time it was like 250 plus tables, whereas in nopCommerce it was like 100 or less tables. So it was a lot more manageable. Because we were going to make the largest e-commerce site, and so we needed to have the best control. And also we needed to have the best practices. So we needed the boilerplate to start our website. So that's why we thought that we need to focus on nopCommerce. And since it's based on ASP.NET, so it is compiled, so it runs on RAM, and it automatically runs faster than other PHP platforms. And then we already have the best ASP.NET team. Like we have been working on nopCommerce, and also we have been working with other .NET based platform where we have managed like millions of users. We have been working with British Telecom and other projects. So we had like big architects in who can really scale ASP.NET application really well. So we focused on making nopCommerce based application. And so we started. For a start, it's very important that we stay agile, and we grow our expenditure as the demand grows. So that was very beautiful in nopCommerce, because in nopCommerce we started with the shared Argix hosting, and with shared Argix hosting it started to perform really well. And when we had even more customers, we went to Argix VPS, and when we had even more customers, Argix VPS was not enough, then we went to Amazon AWS services. And we made plugins for our call center, so that the call center people can very quickly find the client needs, and can serve them, trying to call from their phone number, and we can very quickly search their order through their phone numbers, and search their latest order, place order or modify order from the admin panel. We did a lot of modification during that time for the call center support, because in Bangladesh during that time it was very important to have very good call center support, because a lot of people would not understand the checkout very well. I mean, in Bangladesh, the demography is quite versatile. In one end, there are like really talented software developers. From there are like mid-level people who are computer savvy, who understands Facebook but are not very used to like online check-ins. So we did plugin development for those for easy checkout from the call center people. And also we did plugins for logistics support, so that people can do we would store our inventory in our storage, and we created plugins for those logistics, so that there is no mismatch. Oftentimes in our competitors, what happened that since they did not have this kind of technological advancement, they would miss shipping, like somebody has ordered a t-shirt but he would receive and things like that. But it did not happen for us, since we did a good plugin development based on our requirement, and of course delivery and reconciliation plugins. Marketing is one of the most important part where we did really well, which helped us stay ahead of competition. There is the email marketing. We can search the clients who are ordering which kind of products, and we would send them proper email marketing based on their preference. And also Facebook marketing. In Facebook marketing, we used pixels to understand the exact need of people and exact orders and how they travel through our website, from where they'll drop, and based on that we'll modify our site as well. And we did offline marketing as well, like banners and billboards and like that. So billboard we did very little bit because our budget was limited, but other smaller banner kind of offline advertisement and university, and since in our country the younger population is huge, so we focused on universities as well and did on-site promotion. And social media marketing for other than Facebook, mostly Facebook, though the advertisement, yes. However, we did some mistakes as well. So like one was a very stupid one. We did not do SEO well. SEO is and me being a technology guy, I did not have lots of experience in SEO. I was more into programming much and less into SEO, so we did not do that well. And our large part of the margin went into advertisement actually, so that affected us. Still then we were ahead of competition, but if we did do these things, then we could be doing even better. However, still we had like 350,000 Facebook followers, and people were really interested about our product. Compared to our competitors, our quality of service, customer service was really good. But what happens that, I mean, if you look at the Amsterdam Central Station, just opposite of Amsterdam Central Station, there is the long road there, and there are lots of restaurants. So if you go to a restaurant and if you have very good experience there, still next time when you visit, you would forget about that restaurant. You would remember that I had a good experience in one of the restaurants, but you cannot actually remember the name of the restaurant because you are flooded with choices. So, I mean, remembering the name, and sometimes a lot of people are providing good service, but still remembering the name, you have to have something special. You have to like stand out, and it's very difficult to stand out. We took a very good position that we took the position of being the #1 t-shirt provider of Bangladesh. But still, it was getting difficult because there are other t-shirt providers as well. So what we found was that I mean, when we were thinking that what can be done, and mobile app we found out to be a solution. Because in mobile app, what happens that it is in your pocket, it is in your mobile. So then people, when they are in the traffic jam or in the bus, they can check out their mobile and see the latest offer, browse the other things. And also we can do push notification based marketing as well in mobile. So I'm not a very innovative person. So this actually I followed from another Indian company called Myntra. Myntra was a very good branded e-commerce in India, and they stopped doing the entire website. They just did the mobile app. If somebody has to order, they have to download the app and then order. It was much extreme, but it was an interesting strategy because people are always inundated with choices. So if you can get a space in their mobile, and if you provide good service, then they want to add your application. They want to remember your application. So we did the mobile application, nopCommerce native app, and we started marketing there. However, here we started facing some challenges. It's like general startup challenge that we started facing. So we were running out of money and we were raising investment. This is first time I raising investment, and it was challenging. I did not know how long it takes. It took us 8 months to get the first term sheet. And so after during the term sheet getting period, I mean, money was at short, and we had challenging discussion with partners. So my partner decided to quit actually. So the day I received the term sheet, my partner quitted on me, and I am more on the technology side. But like procuring inventory, taking care of inventory, preparing managing call center, these were not my strong points. So we decided to sell off the company, and we sold the company to one of the top group of companies in Bangladesh, the group, and they renamed our website Picture. We also did the development, and also we did the mobile application. The owner is from Google, so he understood our potential, and so he wanted to grab the opportunity, and they started Picture. They are doing really good now, and they are selling lots of mobiles as well. With mobile selling, they have gone, I think, number 1 or number 2 in Bangladesh. And however, all the lessons are not lost. Of course, we grew the e-commerce from bottom to one of the top 3. So we started nopStation. From that experience, we focused more on nopCommerce and made nopStation. In nopStation, we are providing nopCommerce solution to our clients, and we got awards and we got MVPs. We have clients now in a number of countries already, and got certified ourselves. These are our top nopCommerce people. Rajiv is the head of nopStation. Onik and Sohail are our 2 nop MVPs, and they are also nop certified developers. There are other nop certified developers as well. With that experience, we made nopRoot theme, which became the number 1 top downloaded theme of nopCommerce. I think it has been for number 1 for the last 1 year. And also we made some plugins as well for nopCommerce, and we are offering our nop app. So when we were making the nop app, we always want to take advantage of the existing knowledge, because market is very fast moving. So we were looking for any nopCommerce app or any other e-commerce app which provides source code, but we could not find any app which provides source code. I mean, you can pay money, but you cannot get the source code. Nobody offers that. So we started selling our app with source code, and we have an offer for you, 40% discount on the price. So also we do customization for nopCommerce, and that has been going well as well. And nopCommerce solution we have been providing since 2010. Clients from different countries. So yes, that is out. And These are the key takeaways that what we have learned when we executed our nopCommerce experience. This is true not only for nopCommerce, but this is true for lots of startups. I have seen a startup who thinks that okay, we need to make the first version and then just stop. But actually, a startup needs continuous evaluation, and so need to keep a budget, monthly budget, and also need to modify based on the operation and customer need, and to the market, do the marketing very intelligently. And one very important thing is focusing on the core strength, where my core strength is, because if I focus on core strength, then somebody else cannot compete me out of the market very easily. And yeah. And of course, there are side opportunities, like for us after deploying there was no station. For Basecamp, they have released 2 more books, and there are other. So there are always side incomes possible other than the core project. So keeping an eye on that. I learned it from actually the experience. Like I said, I'm not a very innovative person, so I try to learn from others. Yeah, so that is all, and if you please ask me if you have any questions. Thank you.
So can you tell a little bit more about the mobile app,
yeah.
The one you have developed, and you said the source code is available.
Yes.
How does it work?
Yes. So there are plugins where, shall I use my phone? So there are plugins, a number of plugins that we have developed. So there is API plugin which provides all the data from the server to the mobile app. And the mobile app is completely like native Objective-C and also Java and also Windows Phone. So all 3 platforms are completely native. And in the plugins, we have a number of plugins. Number 1 is, of course, the API, and number 2 is there is a notification plugin that you can send notification to customers. There is another plugin for the banners of the app that you can add new banners in your mobile application. And we have you can upload pictures for the categories. If you consider about the website, pictures for each category is bigger, but for mobile the real estate is very small, so you can upload small pictures for categories. So we offer this.
Thank you.
Can I just ask you, so thank you for your presentation. Can I just ask you what exactly you were selling? Because this is like for shop owners, and I'm a shop owner, so I'm wondering what exactly you were selling. And if you maybe could provide some numbers, like you said, you grew quite a lot, from being a startup to being, I think you said, top 3 in Bangladesh.
Yes.
So Bangladesh is quite a big country, so being in the top 3, this is like,
yeah,
a lot. So did you grow like
yeah,
into millions of, I don't know, like orders and
yeah,
customers and so on. So if you can maybe provide some numbers and
yeah,
tell how nopCommerce system actually coped with this, load, like when you had to move to Amsterdam, did you have, I don't know, millions of visitors a day, or
Sure. So we had like 30,000 customers at the end, and
20,000
30,000
a day, or
no, 30,000 a month.
a month.
Yes. And our order quantity was around daily 100 orders. So 100 orders. 30,000 total customers. When we sold out, then it was 30,000 total customers, and our daily order quantity was only 100. In Bangladesh, the market is on the growing side, so though 100 is small, but it was good for like e-commerce sector.
Can you go into a little bit more about why you decided to sell this one?
Yeah.
What drove that? I mean, I know you said that money was getting tight.
Yeah.
And that you were searching for investing.
Yeah.
But I think I might have missed the beat there where you jumped to selling the company.
Right. So it was that actually there were a couple of mistakes I did as a startup. Number one was that since we are going to make a very big e-commerce, for a very big e-commerce, you have to. I should have known that it would cost a lot of money, so I should have started raising investment early. So when we started raising investment, the money was already very tiny. So it started getting challenging, and then there was internal office politics started. So what happened that one of the team members he kind of sabotaged the team and complained some issues about my partners to me. I was very confident about my partner, so I ignored his acquisitions. But I was so focused on raising money that I did not discuss about this problem with my partner. I just ignored it. But he would not rest, and he would like to kind of destroy the team morale. So when my partners came to know that I know about those acquisitions, he got upset and he decided to leave. And when he decided to leave, there was my second mistake. Not second. Among the lots of mistakes, one mistake that is for such a big project, I should have been 100% available. But I was already running Brain Station, the IT company, and I have not yet created my replacement. So when he decided to leave, then I also was not full-time available, and also running the physical, e-commerce is kind of like physical store rather than the technology side. So that was not my strong point, and also I did not have my replacement, so I had no other choice but to sell. Otherwise, I would have to stop the trading station, which is my which is also my child. So I had to sell it.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, as far as I understand, you had a marketplace in the beginning, so you are selling different types of products. And normally, in a startup, let's say that you have the 4 wares.
Yeah.
You need the software, the hardware, the nowhere, and then you need the moneyware.
Yeah.
Normally, this is the one where most of the companies fails. And when you have a marketplace, you have a huge amount of different product categories and product itself. So how do you were solving the stock issues? You were buying stocks, or you were doing just techniques like drop shipment at the beginning? And if you were doing drop shipment, if you were connecting directly to the suppliers through some APIs to have real-time stock availability.
So we were not dropshipping, because we were interested about dropshipping, but the market was not ready for dropshipping. So we were keeping the stock. So when we are keeping the stock, sometimes we keep the stock in our inventory, and sometimes we do an agreement with the supplier and keep the stock at supplier's place. We will collect the product and deliver it to the supplier, customer. And you are right. At first, it was not very focused, but we soon realized that we have to have a focus and we have to be number one in one product category. So we decided to go with T-shirt because since the market is developing, market wants to learn whether this is a trusted site. So a T-shirt is a less expensive product. You can try it out, and if you receive it on time, then you create a like long-time customer. So we went with that strategy.
Does your mobile app, can you create with your app, can you create a mobile app in nopCommerce, or how does that work?
So it's native, and so we provide we do the customization as well. So if you want to have your site, have your app ready, then if you contact us, then we put your logo and put your color, and it is already provided in the package. However, if you want to do it on your own, then we provide you the source code, then you compile it and upload it in the App Store. So you have like complete freedom of whatever you want to do. So it's not like SimiCart where you can just upload from their site. You don't have control of your own. It's complete in your own control. And because we are a development company, we thought that we were focusing on companies who are development companies as well, or who are shop owners but want to have more freedom.
So you can do it in both iOS and Android?
Yes, iOS, Android, and also Windows Phone.
Native?
Yeah, native. Yes.
So if I understand correctly, you started with Biponi, right?
Yes.
Which was providing a platform to sell products.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you switched to, what I understand, Brain Commerce.
No, at first we started Brain Station. We started Brain Station in 2006. So we were doing outsourcing at the beginning. We were doing ASP.NET, PHP, Java development, mostly ASP.NET. Large part is ASP.NET, and also mobile application. Then in 2012 September, we started Biponi. And later in 2015, we started nopStation from the learning of Biponi.
Yeah, so you said your mistake was you were actually not dedicated to one. So you actually did both, right?
Yes.
So my first question is, which one was more success for you? Yeah. And secondly, if you could actually start over, yeah, what would you have picked?
That's a difficult question. Probably Brain Station. I mean, though I had to say it off, it was a nice experience because we had like really in-depth understanding about e-commerce, how e-commerce run, what is the challenges of e-commerce. Like now we are we are starting a Udo team as well, because e-commerce has very important aspect in ERP as well. Because if you don't have a very strong ERP, you cannot run a successful e-commerce if you are keeping the inventory. So we are now creating plugin to connect with Udo, the open source Python-based ERP, and nopCommerce. So these realizations would not have come if we did not start Biponi. So it's a nice experience that we had. I don't regret having the experience. So thank you. I completed earlier, so you can enjoy your coffee and have good networking. Thank you.